Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Tuesday, the 21st of June, midwinter. Luckily, a beautiful sunny day. It was cold in the morning, but the day's warmed up nicely. However, I believe tomorrow will not be as pleasant. However, we'll see. Today, following Robert Murray McShane's reading scheme, we begin reading the Gospel of Matthew. And in chapter 1, we have the genealogy of Jesus. Abraham was the father of Isaac, Isaac the father of Jacob. And so it goes on all the way through to Jacob the father of Joseph, the husband of Mary, of whom was born Jesus, who is called Christ or Messiah. But as you read through the list, you can't help but notice that there are four women mentioned. The one is Judah, the father of Perez and Zerah, whose mother was Tamar. And then a little later, Salmon, the father of Boaz, whose mother was Rahab. Boaz, the father of Obed, whose mother was Ruth. And then you have David, the father of Solomon, whose mother had been Uriah's wife. And as you read through the Bible, each of them has an interesting story. And I was struck by the fact that those four women are mentioned. Tamar had posed as a prostitute because Judah was treating her badly, and therefore fell pregnant from him. Rahab, the only Rahab we have mentioned in the Old Testament, was the prostitute in Jericho. And whether that's related, I'm not sure, but that's the only Rahab that I'm aware of in Scripture. Ruth wasn't an Israelite, and she came in and basically, she was the one that asked Boaz to marry her. So she took the initiative, and you have a whole book about her in the Bible. And then you have Bathsheba, Uriah's wife, whom David had seduced. And I'm struck by the fact that you have these four women and their complex stories, the complex backstories, and they're included in the genealogy. And none of them were who can we take? Uzziah met Maria, who lived next door to him. They grew up together. He got married, and they lived happily ever after. That's Hollywood. That's not real life. And these four women mentioned are more a picture of the complexities of life. And at times things don't go well. There are all sorts of issues. There are problems. There are imperfections. And yet those are the kind of people God uses. And we need to remember that, because certainly for myself, imperfection is very much a part of me. And the notion that God's not looking for perfect. He works with imperfect people. And that's a glorious thing about the gospel. He slowly shapes us to make us perfect, but he doesn't wait for us to be perfect to work with us. And as we follow him through life, we're not even going to be perfect when we die. That only comes in heaven as we step into his presence and leave all this earthly life behind us, and we put on the garment that he gives us, the white garment that spoke of in Revelation. But in the meanwhile, God works in our messy world with our messy lives and messy people in messy situations. And that is part of his purpose. So be encouraged when your life or the world around you looks like things aren't going according to anyone's plan. God is still there. Be blessed.